Hello guys, welcome back to this Lemon Gaming as always, and I'm hoping this works because I've been trying to record this for I don't know how long. This is basically part one of my as close to 100% playthrough as possible. So it is. So yeah, this is. You'll obviously have videos in between the walkthrough, like breaking down certain mini bosses, things like that. There, bits and bobs like that, which keeps things more or less quite even. So hopefully everything goes to plan. We've got the sculptor to talk to because he did just save our asses, and we're going to just jabber to him. He gives us our information. He is one of the most important characters in the game due to the fact that he's the one that upgrades our prosthetic arm. That you're going to need to know. And then obviously you've got your woman who should be outside saying that she'll upgrade. No, right, wait, she's here, right? If I rest, she'll appear. And this is annoying because I remember setting this up at one stage, and what ended up happening was fucking hilarious because she ended up being there even though I hadn't done much else. So yeah. So basically we're going to cover up until we get to. There's a few things we can do. And I'm going to. Obviously, it'll be different for everybody, but we're going to rest. We see this here. We see this here. She'll spawn now, so she will, and it'll be a fucking laugh. If you hear racket in the background, my girlfriend's getting her tea cakes. No, you're okay. You're okay. I'm going to be vaping like a fucking lunatic. Ta-da! Look who's back. This is the woman, the exact woman that I was telling you about. Right, where the fuck's... Oh, wait, there. That's right. My buttons don't work. Right, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Uh-huh. Right, and then basically she's the woman that you go down to upgrade your healing god. So, yes. So, we are going to ratchet it on here and continue on with our game because we've got a lot to cover in about... Well, about 3 days, because I'm going to record these all. We're going to remove any loading screens, blah, 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 blah. But we've got a lot to cover in a very short amount of time. We're going to I'll keep most of it in. The only real thing that I will be removing from this here is mostly the loading screens and or the grinding. Which is majorly everything that we're going to be dealing with. Any grinding, I'll show you. Basically, the grinding will be for grinding for cash or experience points because we're going to be getting certain things. Which more or less that there's like your tomes and things like that there, which I'm gonna have to grind up the skills, grind up the cash, upgrade the stuff. It's the usual stuff more or less, and hopefully get as much of a 100% playthrough as possible due to the fact that because of the timing in areas, we are going to run into an awful lot of difficulty in certain points because I think there's just a few ways certain things can happen, and it's going to take me a few wee playthroughs to sort out certain storylines and things like that there because there is a few wee bits and bobs and you might fuck up storylines and things like that there. So I'm going to try and keep this as consistent as possible for as hard as that will be, pretty much speaking. So it's a case of we hope and we go with it. But there'll just be a lot of recording, a lot of editing, and a lot of grinding because the information that we need and the information that I'm looking to narrow out of it is more or less just consistent. The start is more or less just piss easy. You work your way through it, you're good. Whereas whenever it gets to the later stuff, whenever you're fighting a tad bit of the more difficult enemies, you're going to be running into slightly more problems. Which is going to be a granted, you know that, because you expect the game to get more difficult as the game progresses, just the learning curve for Sekiro is a tad bit on the steeper side of things. And that's just what we're here to do. I just fucked up my attempt as well. Come here. Yes, I know projectiles can be pretty deflected. There's obviously... I have gotten pretty far in the game, as you know. But if you have watched the streams, you'll know that I've gotten pretty decently far in the game. The only problem being the last boss kicked my ass because I made that many mistakes in my original playthrough that I couldn't do jack diddly shit whenever I came to it. Yay! That's how this game will kick your ass if you are ill prepared. Is basically what I'm saying. So, and I was ill prepared for quite a fucking majority of it. I'll say that much. So, yay. Right, so if I'm correct, there should be an odd doggo floating about here somewhere. There's also a chicken. Right here! So, the chicken just killed me. The chicken just killed me. The chicken just killed me. Wow, okay, I'm bad. Okay. I just got killed by a chicken. By a fucking chicken! Come here, you fucker. Asshole. Get killed by a chicken. Right, so this is going to be your first shinobi tool. The shuriken wheel. This here shinobi tool, trust me, it's going to be useful for you. Once you get to the end game, well, not so much the end game, it's more used to be able to deal with puppers like this. Some wolves, anything that's just light and easy to kill. And wolves be one. What else is there? Geckos. Trying to think what else there is. But basically, the long and the short of it is Shuriken Wheel is going to be your best bet for the start. So it is. And I'm also going to show you, basically, you get the idea. We're going to be going through just about everything that we can, just to make sure that we have the 100% relevant information for everything we need. And I'm about to show you to a secret wee area that not most people probably know about. But then again, that's just me being cheeky. So, yeah. Right, so this is going to be your first major enemy that you're going to come across. 2 health bars. Of course, he's going to be a nightmare. But, yeah, you just be a cheeky hellion and you get a cheeky start on him. That's basically it. And from here, you just do your deflections. These guys are actually just... Because these guys are your basic enemy, you'll get a pretty hefty start on them. Ooh. No. Denied, motherfucker. GG, motherfucker. So we'll get a prayer bead and a gourd seed off this chappy. And that's basically a hefty start for what we're looking. So the gourd seed, obviously we're going to need it to upgrade our gear. And the prayer bead, we are going to have 2 by the time I finish. Could have more, but 2 will be... We'll have 2 by the time we finish. And that'll be us off to a pretty start. So it will, depending if we can actually do this here without dying, preferably. All depends on whether or not if I'm capable of doing this shit. But I said, it's all down to whether or not I'm capable of being able to do this shit. So we eavesdrop. The eavesdropping does make life a little bit handier for you because you can find out that there's certain people that exist and that they're going to be a nightmare to deal with. So they are. Oh, you bitch. But I should have my, yep. I've got my revive back, which is a hefty bonus for me. This chappy here, yes. If you do not do this stealth attack, you are going to run into him, and he is not easy to kill head on. But he will, you can beat him in time. It's just, as I said, it's just time is all you need. And whenever most people play a Dark Souls game, or a Sekiro game, what am I talking about? Basically a From Software game. Let's put it like that. We'll say that, a From Software game, because people have a tendency of being, I don't know, slightly impatient. And the thing I can recommend to them, if I didn't have hiccups, is aggression is more beneficial than you might think. So it is. Not that kind of aggression. That kind of aggression gets you killed. Right. This time don't get stuck on my corpse. Do we cheese a person? Because always aim for the strongest enemy. And you're good. Job done. Let's pop a healing pallet and we'll continue on with what we were doing. So we do need to go back at some point and grab ourselves our shuriken wheel. So we are, but with the majority of the enemies dead in this area, we have a pretty decent start. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to raid this old woman's private cache of cash. Yep. And we're going to move on from there. So far, oh, that's a chicken. We don't need to fight a chicken. Last time we fought a chicken, we died. So For fuck's sake, right. Grab. She gives you a bell, which we're going to need to access a new area. But before we're able to do anything like that, we're going to need to be able to pick up something completely different. Right. Thank you for the bell, woman, but you're not all that important to me now. Slow breathing. Yes. Hello. How are you doing? Yes, I know. I know. I know. Just relax. Jesus. Deal with him first because he'll be one guy that we'll have to deal with at a later stage, but you can't really be bothered dealing with him right now. Basically, that being the heads or tails of it. Show you to another secret area that probably some very lucky explorers probably found, but at the same time probably didn't find either. If I could fucking use my fucking zip line or grappling hook, give or take, either one works. And down here we go. Now, you will suffer a bit of fall damage with that one, but yeah, you just get on with it and hope to fuck that you don't die. So, bundled user statue, basically that allows you to have instantly get a revive back. If you don't have one, you can use it. You can also use it mid-boss fight as well, which tends to be quite useful if you're kind of quote-unquote fucked. Putting it nicely. Right. Now, we've seen that big canonized fucker there. That's who we're going to deal with now, because if we can get him, means we're not going to get fucking mortared to death, which is a pretty fucking tasty bonus in my opinion. Because this guy is going to be a nightmare. If he catches you whenever you're not expecting it, you're pretty much fucked. And some black gunpowder. So that is your first reinforcement material that you'll come across if you went the route I went. I'll show you where your next one is. And this will be for your very basic upgrade types. So it will be once I'm done here, cutting a bloody path through these people. Because this is our last enemy. We could take on... well, suppose we'll make a point of doing it. Or attempting it. I would recommend that you don't do this, but if you, I suppose if you just follow me and what I do, I'd say there's a pretty decent chance that you might be able to pull it off. I just honestly wouldn't recommend it. Right, onto this branch, and down we go. And you'll pick up stuff that you're going to need to farm with. Zip line across, you see a fucking big ass snake scale, and scrap iron. Obviously, we're going to need that there for our, well, upgrades as we progress onwards. Which is a muchness, much of a muchness. Right. So before we go deal with our first real difficult mini boss, we are going to go back and talk to our guy and get our shinobi prosthetic, because he will also give us some very useful item that we'll be immediately able to use if we are smart about it. And yeah, we should be right up here. And we are golden. Right. Do this here real quick, because the guy that I'm about to show you is an incredibly important merchant that you're going to probably need to keep a track of throughout the game, and it's this chappy right here. That night. So this guy's a merchant. Just keep babbling to him. Purchase information for 50. Then he'll ask you to give out another 100, I think, for more information. He'll give you where you're going to be getting your flame vent tool, your flame barrel. This out there for your flame vent. And then after that there, once you come back from meeting him, so to speak, he will then turn into a permanent merchant. Basically, he'll use the gold that you give, the actual money that you give him, and become an actual merchant. Now, we're going to head back and grab our new shinobi tool. Enhancing your physical attributes, that there's basically just using your prayer beads to more or less increase your health and poise. Back in a bit, guys. Okay, so while we're here, we're going to upgrade our gourd with a gourd seed. So we are. Somebody's going to attempt a no-death run, guarantee it. Gourd seeds. We have gourd seeds, so we're going to use that there to obviously increase our maximum flasks, which keeps us ticking on quite rightly. That's us. Right. That bell that we picked off your old lady can be used at this shrine here, and you can get access to a new area. We are going to be going to the new area in part 2. For now, we're focusing purely on our new place here. So we got the Shinobi tax that will allow us to more or less use our actually buy skills. There's one very good skill that you need to get early, very early, if you're looking to be able to deal with specific little twats. Loaded Shuriken gives us a good start. We actually now have a prosthetic tool to be able to use. So we're going to equip said prosthetic tool because, well, the game recommends us to. And we're going to go back and deal with our first major mini-boss. Okay, guys, right? So we're going to do this real quick right now. So we are, right? So if we go to acquire skills, we're going to spend our first point. And we're going to pick up... Actually, do you want to know something? We're not actually going to pick up Whirlwind Slash. Because if I'm lucky, we'll be able to deal with this boss. Basically... I want the Mikiri counter as soon as possible so we can counter thrust attacks, which you're going to need because every sodding enemy in the sodding game has a fucking thrust attack. You're going to want it. Right? Since we've rested and returned, this guy will have some new goods for us. As you can see, he gives us gold and as well as the Phantom Kunai, which is obviously going to be an upgrade for your loaded shuriken. But for now, we're just going to buy a light coin purse so we don't lose any cash. And as far as I'm aware, basically as we purchase more of them, the more we get, is the idea, I'm assuming. I have no idea. This guy you can actually eavesdrop on. We're going to drop down the guy that actually has the fucking quilted part on him, which makes life just that little bit easier. Gives you more unique information. Basically, this guy states that red-eyed creatures are fire. They don't like fire. So that's going to be a very good thing to keep in mind for the remainder of the game. None of them like fire. And I don't like them either. So you're good. Now, the next particular enemy we fight is this big guy here. Now, you can run up, charge him, get a bit of quick damage in, but you can also cheese this guy as well. If you run away, you can reset him. But you primarily want to get in close and deal with him. Now, this guy has 2 grab attacks, which you want to be very careful of, and a drop kick. So, you want to keep up your aggression as much as possible on this guy, because you can actually initiate a stun lock if you're lucky enough. At the same time, you want to be avoiding those grapples like no fucking tomorrow. He's got very slow telegraphed attacks, which makes him incredibly easy to deal with, but his tracking is a bitch to deal with. And welcome to Suplex City. Tracking, be careful, because his tracking will fuck your shit up. So I might actually get to show you, depending on how well this guy kicks my ass, which he is succeeding quite well at, I may be able to show you the fact that you can cheese this guy outright. Basically, by running and resetting him, he'll be open to a full-on counter, which you want. If you can't kill him, if you're confident enough in taking off 1 health bar, you should be able to do it if you're lucky. There we go. There's the stun lock because you got the hit in the head, and we aim for the kill. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to back up like fuck because any attack that he hits me with is likely going to kill me outright. Especially whenever he does shit like that there. He loves his grabs. I'm going to outright state that was probably a whole lot of dumb luck. And I may have triggered the chap that's here. And there's me taking more unnecessary damage. But I'm looking at that yellow cursor and that's starting to annoy me because if that guy is actually aggro, I'm going to be quite on the dead side. And he is aggroed. Where the fuck is he? There he is there! So yes, I am now officially in a very bad position now. Because I don't have the Mikiri counter. And I can't take both of them on. Because this dickhead's a fucking spear wielder. So I'm immediately fucked! And there's your... Ooh! Fuck off with that. I'm dead. Okay then. There's a fucking fly kick. Basically, if you can keep up your aggression, you're mostly okay. I just landed the stun and fucked up. But yeah, just keep popping back. And you're normally going to be okay-ish. Depending on how lucky you get on his tracking, basically. But that's him dead. So it is. Depending on how lucky you get with his tracking, depends on how well you're going to be able to deal with him. And yes, that's him dead. We got the prayer bead, and we also got the shinobi medicine. So we are automatically off to a fantastic start being able to deal with him straight up. So we're going to just slightly progress on, because we've got the Nightjar Monocular, which is going to be used if you're going to be able to scope out the place. We're going to grab the Gourd Seed, which allows us to upgrade again, and then the Ceramic Shard. We are basically off to a really powerful start as of right now, which is really good because we're going to need it. So we're going to head back, upgrade our flask, and call it a part there. So we are. Okay, alright, so we're going to legitimately give the Gourd Seed, and we're going to call it a part there. So yes, that's immediately us off to an incredibly powerful start. We are short just a bit of experience for the Mikiri counter, but we will be able to pick it up at some point. And we will continue on by continuing on through the area that we were just in, dealing with it, and then we're going to head to the second area and work our way through there. And hopefully from there, everything should go very smoothly. Hopefully, and I'll be able to show you bits and bobs because there's three tools in the next area. So we've got a lot to cover. So guys, this is part 1. Guys, I'll see you in part 2. This has been Lemon Gaming. I hope you've all enjoyed. Please like, share, and subscribe. And guys, I shall see you all in the next video. Goodbye!